It's a challenge. It is a challenge, and there will be times where we will be under an awful lot of pressure, and we will have to manage that.
It's always challenging to find your way. There are times when you're really not sure whether you're going in the right direction, going about it in the way that you should.
Sorry, Sue.
A lot of hurdles along the way, trying to make sure development of the system's on par with where we are in the project.
I'm leading the cleaning team today, so the instructions have to come from me.
Being part of such a big think tank of engineers and designers is really very, very exciting.
The brief for me from BHP Billiton was to deliver a fit-out that acknowledged 130-odd years of intense history for the organisation. It's going to come up absolutely beautifully. Way back when, our first board meeting for BHP was at Collins Street, Melbourne. So it's almost like a returning to home sort of scenario. And we felt that positioning BHP Billiton Global Headquarters in the heart of Collins Street, Melbourne was the right decision for us. Well, this is the grand opening of the project office. We've talked about the aspirations for this space, which is really truly to come together as one project team, and we're going to have, lots of fun in the space as well as do a lot of hard work as well. There's going to be a putting green. BYO clubs, no drivers allowed. I'm privileged enough to have the role project director. It's been fantastic. So I was appointed in mid-2011, and I've been working on the project solely ever since.
Jeff is new to the project team, and we recruited him specifically for this project.
Quite nimbly. It's probably harder to cable one. So Stephen's been my boss through the whole process. My Obi-Wan Kenobi, if you like.
No, he never gets it. I'm Yoda.
The team we formulated for 171, it was a fantastic process. We spent a lot of time choosing the best in class. Further to that, we want to make sure that we can work with these people and have a bit of fun for the 2 years of the project.
Go! Go.
Who wants to play bowls?
It's not just about a project, it's about making friends, and through friendship, better teamwork comes out of it as well.
Yeah. We're going to go for a bit more team building.
I'm Viola Lu. I'm the coordinator of facilities. When we create a team, we get all the different people from the different disciplines to bring them together for the same goal. That's the most important thing.
I told myself to do an operations workshop to get the inputs of people who actually run our facilities.
I'm Ken Stickland. I'm a principal of Arup. The workshop expectations are to be able to ensure that we are meeting the global requirements and the operational intent of BHP Billiton.
This idea of a really beautiful crafted jewel sitting there in the site came through from a reading of the city. Well, I'm Kristen Whittle. I'm the design director for 171 Collins Street. We were really thrilled with all of the historic aspects of the site. Collins Street, right at the birthing of Melbourne, was the area where all the high-end retail occurred. The building does have a unique feature as part of the external facade, which is the ceramic baked frit. The Melbourne City Council were really passionate about not having a building that competed with the spires of St Paul. We used this whitish glass to veil those views and create more of a unifying backdrop to the cathedral.
My name is Amanda Wood. I'm an associate with Gaia. So a lot of understanding of who BHP Billiton are, how we like to do things, what it means to be designing a global headquarters for BHP Billiton.
The team's led by Sue Solly. She's had a wealth of experience in the marketplace.
Having a client who is quite sophisticated in their thinking and actually wanting to explore and innovate, I'm finding that very, very interesting. The design philosophy behind the fit-out was to showcase BHP Billiton's materials, but it was primarily to actually achieve the charter of BHP Billiton. Every decision that we made on the project had to be measured against that charter.
It's refreshing to see a business like BHP live its values through its charter. We're from Norman, Disney and Young. We're consulting engineers looking after the building services.
Sustainability has been a massive focus from the subfloor all the way through to the ceiling space as well.
I'm Nick Adams. I work for Arup. One of the important factors with this project is sustainability. Rather than follow a rating system, is to develop our own, and that's really unique.
The carpet that we've selected is the most sustainable carpet on the marketplace.
It's hard to describe how excited we were at the beginning to actually be in right at the very beginning and to have some input into the brief. It's a random pattern, it's dialogue mergeable, which means that you can take a carpet tile away if it gets damaged, put another one in its place and no one would notice. We've been gathering discarded fishing nets from some of the major fishing ports around the world, and it's recycled, and we're able to lift the environmental footprint of the installation by 90%.
I'm David Spector and I work for Gaia. We're building the whole Project 171 in cyberspace, and it's been quite a challenging job.
To me, a stairwell creates this vertical connection in a building environment. So when people come in and they're on the floors, they can see from one side of the floor to the other, which is okay. But to mix it with a vertical connection across the entire space is really imperative.
The key principle behind the stair design at BHP Billiton is utilising their commodities. So the stacking of actual commodities in transit was used to inform the stair, and it was rotated with the intent that from level 18 looking down you can see every commodity that's being showcased, and likewise from the bottom up.
I love the staircase. The aspiration for 1883 was to have a space where all staff across every level could come and collaborate and eat together and share war stories and really gel.
But also to inform meetings and other opportunities to work in a central facility that they can own as their communal environment.
My name's Travis Marshall. I work for Diadem. We are the design consultants engaged by BHP Billiton to do their sky signage. We look at where the best location for the sign on the building is by circumnavigating around the city and taking photos to get the sight lines. Then from there we start looking how we can apply the brand to the building.
My name's David Knight. I'm the Senior Project Manager for BHP Billiton. We tested the letter B because it is the most slender letter that we have, and from that we were able to depict how far away the sign was going to be visual from.
Rhino sign makers have been engaged to manufacture the BHP Billiton sky signs. The letters are manufactured from aluminium with a 2-pack spray paint finish. The faces are Perspex with orange film applied to the front.
There's so many people involved, marketing, building owners, architects, council, so it's going to be a long process.
We're going to decide to have a bit of a walk around, actually. We've got some operational guys coming down with us, people who are, I guess, going to be running the facility and I guess ultimately help us shape the fit out.
You really can get a feel of how the space is going to turn up now.
It's somewhere that you can bring a client, have a quick coffee.
It's a great point in time for the construction of the project, so it's all concrete and dust and materials everywhere. Standing in the space on site is a really terrific feeling.
Right now, I would say it's looking great. There's still a lot more work for us to do. And what we are looking here is actually an emergency generator set. When we lose power from the grid, this generator will kick in and supply power to the building.
We're in the ground floor business centre. This is one of the most exciting spaces in our entire fit-out. People come in, they can go straight into there, they can get an iPad and a coffee, and then the staff will drop down and meet them in that space. The other thing we'll do in here as well is we'll have quite large functions, so sit-down meals, where we can have 120 people in a sit-down dinner.
We were
were originally asked to provide an environment where BHP Billiton can engage with external visitors in a more informal setting. And because we needed to have the floor area being reconfigurable, the emphasis had to be on the ceiling. That was the real opportunity to have something that was a focus. Guvello did the partition and joinery.
The joinery work, the woodwork for our pantries, our cupboards, and the boardroom table, and the ceiling is actually manufactured in this factory here, just 15 kilometers away from the city.
Feel like a coffee?
Yes, why not?
But what we noticed is they're not lining up the holes. So this is one of the things that we had to work out.
Okay.
We're laser cutting the feature ceiling tiles. These tiles are fabricated out of high-grade aluminium, 3mm thick, and we have a very high-tech process.
We feel the business centre is a great success because it tells the BHP Billiton story through the heritage timeline. It offers the opportunity for functions and events, so that space is a lot more than just a cafe environment or a meeting space. It's that opportunity to engage with the business and celebrate who BHP Billiton are.
In this plant, we're producing much of the horizontal surfaces, the breakfast bars, barista bars, breakout tops. And this sort of product has the appearance and properties of a stone, but it has the malleability of a timber. And you can glue it, and you can fold it, you can bend it, and you can turn it into beautiful organic shapes. We're now here at Central Dispatch at Tullamarine, where all the products are being loaded, barcoded, scanned onto the truck, and will be scanned directly at 171 Collins Street when they arrive. We're here with Michael Gleeson, the General Manager of Glassworks.
We're going to take the larger sheets of glass and we're going to then cut it, and then we're going to toughen the glass at 700 degrees, and then we're going to rapidly cool it, and then onwards onto site.
The boardroom is basically, in my mind, it's the engine room of the entire facility. Even the selection of projectors was really important for us. So it comes back to it, simplicity, accountability and performance for those spaces.
On this side here, we're producing a range of the specialty joinery items, including boardroom table.
We did use, I guess, the learnings from the existing boardroom tables that we've got.
We just don't do those, we just screw it across.
It has to create an environment that is highly collaborative. It has to be technologically advanced in its own right.
How's that?
And it also has to be simple.
So Nick from Wilcan was very involved in developing the design of the meeting tables for the project.
We're very much about minimalisation and keeping things as simple and as beautiful as we possibly can be. It's a high-end product, and I think the biggest thing for us is that attention to detail that BHP Billiton have gone to. The effort is paramount in their eyes and in our eyes as well. What they wanted and what we're able to do in terms of a complete product matches in with our core values entirely.
My name's Christian Strybosch. I work for Hayworth. We supplied all the workstations and task chairs.
We worked with Christian from Hayworth for a period of 12 months, resolving the design elements.
We had some metal silver-coloured screws underneath the desk, and BHP pushed us to come up with a better result, and now we have a white wing nut. That's the sort of detail that BHP Billiton pushed us to go into.
We'll head out now to the prototype.
I travelled with BHP Billiton representative to our Shanghai manufacturing plant. We did a Skype call with Stephen and the project team. We had the final mock-up viewing.
Number one is the work surface.
From what point to what point?
Just move on to the power and the data.
We don't see any cables.
A really important focus for us was cable management. So we work with Hayworth really closely to come up with a solution.
Is it exposed here? What is it? It's 20.
If you stand on any one of our floors and look across the entire floor, you won't see a cable hanging down.
The casual observer would just see a nice, simple workstation.
The selection of all IT, AV and VC requirements was led by Mark McCosh.
Going back to our charter, simplicity. We try to apply the simplicity as much as we can. A lot of new technology that is coming in place that we want to make sure that from user perspective it's not overcomplicated.
The system that we're putting, which is a FIM system, it makes it a lot more easier for them to manage the tenancy, operate it and fix things before they even become broken.
So FIMS is basically the central nervous system of our facility. It turns everything on and off. It helps us control routine maintenance and do all the important things that we need to do every day.
This is a very complex system, but ultimately it has to be used on a day-to-day basis. Therefore, having a very detailed design actually simplifies the overall solution.
The wireless network, and it's going to open up a lot more flexibility for emerging technology devices.
We've got 3 different subsystems here. We've got the name tag system. These name tags are installed on the workbenches of the employees, and they wirelessly communicate. This helps in move management and saving a lot of wasted space.
It's actually one of the largest LED office fit-outs in Australia. The systems are all controlled through Philips Dynalite control systems, and that's including motion sensors and also daylight sensors. So it means if an area is not occupied, the lights will actually dim down, so maximising energy savings.
Obviously, there's a lot of presentations that are taking place. So we'll have a video conferencing capability, and we need to make sure that it's nicely integrated and as simple as possible to use.
We're very happy now because everything's come together, all the little pieces are connected, and we can see devices basically talking to each other, which is a very, very good sign.
So for the last 600 days, I've come in here through the lift, through our entrance of our project office, and I've actually had to take this off. And we're now at Friday, the 2nd of August, our last day in the project office. It is the last one before we relocate to 171. So without further ado.
It's a good day.
I actually found the CD drive to install the printer. I think people have been looking for that for 2 years, but it's actually been in my drawer the entire time.
Do I need to label myself? Yeah. I'm ready for the relocation, Will. Ready to be moved. So this is a monumental moment for us on the project. After 2 years, nearly 2 years of being in the project office, we're about to turn off the lights, close the doors and head down to 171. So fantastic effort, really looking forward to getting over there. Good night. Morning.
No, I'm all good.
We just had our Monday morning, our usual Monday morning meeting, but this one, fantastic because we're on site, we're at 171.
Looking forward to seeing the building work as it's supposed to be. My mouse is not working. So now we need to get our employees in. So approximately 500 people on the 16th of September. So that's our next biggest aim.
You can just imagine the enormity of testing and commissioning every element within the fit-out.
There's a lot of people need to move in. There's a lot of services we need to provide.
think of the worst thing that could happen day one. Plan for it, plan for it, plan for it.
We need to get this absolutely right.
We spend a lot of time and a lot of effort and spend many hours in trialling and testing everything.
So Jonathan Baines was our transition manager, led by Joe Rinkovic.
The day before we moved in, we spent a lot of time testing.
So come day one, users just didn't notice that there was any issues at all.
It looked brand new, it felt brand new, making sure that everything was 100% correct.
I'm currently looking at functionality defects, and it's quite a busy period. But these power outlets will not actually cater for something like an iPhone charger. So if the door doesn't close properly, we'll need to adjust the closer and the striker plate. There's a paint spot there, and this tactile indicator's out of alignment. The colours don't match on this rolled steel. This door's on an angle. Can't switch these lights off. There's a nail in the carpet. A lot of people are doing long hours. The project definitely has not stopped here.
Your call cannot be completed.
Just fine-tuning, final tinkering of hinges and bolts and doors.
I'm the project manager for Brookfield Multiplex Constructions, and some of the exciting parts of the job will actually be seeing the materials coming in and seeing the finished product in its final state.
Now, I've been on with the project team for a couple of months now. All the procedures and processes have been put in place to deliver a fully functional building at handover.
Concierge and reception, they're our director of first impressions. So everything that our clients experience seem to have a happy, smiling face and a great service orientation.
My name's Tim. I'm one of the CSOs here at 171 Collins Street. My job entails ensuring the exchange areas are stocked up. We also look after all the meeting rooms, all the setups and the general tidiness of the floor spaces.
Natasha Fuller is our art curator. She understands what we needed to complement the fit out, and she has absolutely nailed it.
The works are looking amazing in a new space. They'll be seen in a new light. There are two massive works. One is the largest work on paper that the artist William Kentridge has ever made. It's a very contemporary collection, and that was a theme they wanted to bring through into this very contemporary, amazing office space.
Their brief was to provide a great service, which had to be a healthy option in the cafe, professional service in their business centre, and taking another level of service to their executive level on 17 and 18. I'm Olivia Barry. I'm the HR manager for the Big Group Catering and Events Management Company. We have passionately thought out, trialled and tested lots of different salad options. We've used a lot of whole grains and whole foods. Great coffee. To get that right was important because that cafe is their cultural hub.
Testing was vital to us, and the success of the move was based on that testing.
What we're doing today is trialling our catering services.
What we're asking for is some really honest feedback.
We're going to get a lot more people on day one than what we see here today. What we're going to do over the next 2 to 3 weeks is run orientation. Let's give our staff a safety induction.
So these lockers are all fitted with dial codes.
This is very important for the staff to ensure that they are familiar with our facilities. Keep presses down. Letting the fingers go stops it. Once that is done, or they understand the facilities, gives us a bit easier time to manage the day one relocation.
And all the CSO information needs to be in, and milk into the coffee machines and all that sort of stuff.
The project team was so busy in the lead up to the relocation.
That was exciting, yeah.
Puzzle. 10 o'clock we did a walkthrough. I can forward us the results that Sue Solly ordered. There's a mark just under here.
Yeah, we're doing inspections and follow-up defects inspections on all floors just to test that everything's in the right spot. There's a lot of work still to be done.
I think that works.
I need to ask, and I really have to put my foot down, that I'm leading the cleaning team today, so the instructions have to come from me.
Lots of little details still needing to be finished off and people waiting on other people to finish their elements. It took a lot of time and were quite stressful.
Is there any IM issues that we need to ask Andrew about now?
The IM component for the virtual aspect is so important.
This configuration of monitors is just the final fine-tuning of whether it's one screen or two screen.
We had multiple data rack systems throughout the tenancy, but the issue was I couldn't remotely see it, so I wouldn't know if the thing had burnt out.
There's a few things popping up there that I wasn't aware of.
We were here together till 1 o'clock in the morning the night before.
We should be fine.
So we're in the business centre, we're having a cocktail party. We made it, is the point. We really made it.
Our mission on Monday is to make you proud of us, to make you proud of the work you've done, and for us to live up to the expectations that have been created by you in such a wonderful space.